Apologies about that, everyone. I'm not sure exactly what's happened. It's just disconnecting me from OBS and disconnecting it from Zoom, and then ended the stream and decided to say, you know what, Nick, fuck your plans, mate. We're going to end everything. So, we was amongst the conversation of midfielders and Bruno Fernandes. I don't know if you wanted to finish your point off, whoever it was. Was it Shreyas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How far did you get through your point, or can we move on to Sesko?
We can move on, yeah.
We can move on. Right, not a problem at all. Right, so we'll kick this part off because it's kind of timed perfectly with halfway through the show. Benjamin Sesko is one of the names being mentioned internally in the past few weeks at Manchester United. This is according to Fabrizio Romano. The list of strikers that we're seeing at the minute, Cheve, we've had Sesko, we've had Watkins, we've had Nicola Jackson. Do any of these move the needle for you personally, and which one would you go for and why?
I mean, there's two ways to look at this. There's all the options on the table would improve our team right now, as far as getting us a goal scorer, because both of them would be better than what we have, or at least as far as, returns with goals and stuff. However, I don't know, as far as fitting into the team long term, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of, I don't know Sesko enough to be able to tell if he'll be a big hit. I know he's young, and this number 9 role, with the way we play, requires a lot of responsibility. I don't know if he's experienced enough to be able to carry that responsibility. Ollie Watkins is proven, but we play in a completely different way to anyone else. So I don't know if he'll be able to do it. My perfect option would have been Osimhen, but that doesn't seem to be happening. But I'm not going to raise my nose at anyone. Either of those strikers, I won't be too mad at, to be honest, if we get them. But I want a striker that will be a perfect fit to complement the two players that we have, with the two players that we just bought. A striker that we can rely on, basically. A target man, someone that defenders would be afraid of, all that kind of stuff, all that jazz. That's what I want. All the other ones, I mean, I really wouldn't want Nicholas Jackson, because I think apart from whether he fits in our style or not, the optics wouldn't just look good. Like, we just keep taking off Chelsea's unwanted players, and I don't know. I don't know if any one of you guys feels comfortable with that, but I just wouldn't want that. I would like a fresh, someone that that you've been scouting for a while, someone that that he was on the list, on the transfer list, on the target list. Because Jackson just sounds like, that's just a deal, or just go get that done. I don't know any Man United fan who's interested in that, who's looking forward to having Nicholas Jackson on there. There's loads of leagues across Europe. I've been saying, for one, Samuel, the guy from Porto, perfect for the way we play. I just don't understand why no one's looking at him.
100 million is why.
Release clause.
Really?
Yeah.
He's 100 mil.
Yeah.
That is mad.
That's why.
You've answered it. That's why. But yeah, just to answer your question, any of those three, it doesn't really excite me that much, but I know you were out to our attack. And I would just like I would like us to go for someone that, we've had like proper scouting, fits in the system. He knows, he can come in and just hit the ground running, because we've had it so many times where we get let's wait for him to gel. Let's wait. I think I'm done with that. I think a lot of United fans are also done with that as well. And I'd just like someone to just hit the ground running. Someone just knows, just an experienced killer, basically, is what I want.
Mm. The next question then, Sam, would be, can United afford this deal?
What was the quote? Is it 90 million euros? Arsenal, the reason they backed away? Is that what the price was?
Allow me to, I will explain. So,
sure.
Apparently, after Sesko agreed personal terms with Arsenal, Sesko reportedly insisted on having a release clause in his contract. Leipzig was expecting a fee of at least 68.5 million, and if agreed upon, the release clause anticipated would be around 20% higher. So, he would want a release clause put in there basically for 85 million, and Arsenal was like, we're not doing that. That's why Arsenal walked away.
Right. Yeah. So, if that's the case, do United agree to his terms and let him have that release clause? Because if he comes in and he absolutely staunches it and scores 20 odd goals, and then he's able to go for 85 million, we've basically fucked ourselves, because we've paid 60 odd for him, and then we're only getting like 15, 20 million in profit. Whereas like a lot of strikers, like we just mentioned, Samuel Meridian at Porto, he's £100 million player. Ekitike's had one good season and he's worth €80 million now. Gyökeres is
million
worth
pounds.
65. Is it pounds?
Yeah, because he's
it?
quoted us for 90 million euros.
Sorry, but corrected. Gyökeres is like 65, 70 million. So it's like you're just costing yourself money. You're paying out a lot, and then you could have cost yourself some profit if it does work. So yeah, it's a weird why he wants that sort of release clause coming to a top team in the Premier League. Like other than sort of Real Madrid and Barcelona, how much higher could he go? Like you can't go any further once you get into a top 4 Premier League team. Like where are you going to? So yeah, it seems like a bit of a weird deal. I know you're a massive fan of his, and I know you think he's a great player, and he probably is. He probably is a really good player, but it screams of risk to me again. Yeah. And we've had that with Højlund. I'm not saying he's as poor as Højlund is, or that he's going to be anything like Højlund, because I don't think he is. But it's just screams of risk. It screams of a £70 million risk, and if it doesn't work, we're in the same boat again. When there's options out there you could go get, like Ollie Watkins is an option you could go get. It's not the most exciting, it's not the most sexy, but price-wise, Premier League proven, has scored consistently for season after season after season. Good age, 29. Like I think that's a really sensible buy for United, whereas it's a bit of a risk going after Sesko, as good as he might be.
The issue with Shreyas as well. So we're talking about price point here. Ekitike has just gone to Liverpool for over 90 million euros, potentially reaching 95 million euros, which is 78 million quid, 83 million quid, whichever way you want to look at it. Frankfurt have just received that for a player who scored 19 goals in the German league in total.
One season.
One good season. So last season, he got 15 goals in the league. The season before that, he got 4, and then the season before that, he got 4 again as well, right? And they've just paid 90 million euros. If you're Leipzig now, you look at Sesko, he scored 13 in 33 last season. He scored 14 in 31 the season before that, and then 16 in 30 the one before that. So double figures consistently, 3 seasons in a row. And he's got 41 caps for Slovenia as well, so he's quite experienced in international football. If you're Leipzig, surely you can use that then as a marker, can't you? If United even consider this bid.
Yeah, and I think we'll be priced out of the move because of it. Because the thing is, even if you look at Watkins, I'm sure Villa are going to want at least 60 to 70 for him with the way the market has been going. And if you're going to be paying that amount, I don't think it should be for someone who's 29 years old. If you're paying that much of a fee and then, 2 years down the line, you're once again stuck in the same position that, you need to reinvest and go for someone else. With Sesko, I think it depends on if United do explore a move for him, how well are we able to, get that deal down to? If we can get it down to around 75 or 80, I think maybe there's potential of actually, doing something there.
Yeah.
But if it's upwards of 85 or 90, I don't think that United would even consider it.
It's all about budgeting it. I don't know what they're going to look to spend on that, but it might actually, Sam, end up being Watkins. If we're looking 60 million, if that's what Villa actually want, is that the most feasible one? You've had all the rumours with Gyökeres today as well. Don't forget. I mean, that was just fucking nonsense. Deadlock with negotiations and blah, blah.
We can get onto that, can't we?
Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins would be the one. I know a lot of people going, oh, he's shit. It's like, well, you look at his stats, he's not. Like, his stats...
He's not a shit striker. I don't know who's...
But that's so many people, like, you go online, people are just like, he's not going to work. But you look at his stats, like, he's scored for the past 3 seasons. I think he's been in, like, the top 4, top 5 goal scorers each season for the last 3 seasons. Like, he is a good striker. Now, is his finishing sometimes questionable? Sure, but, like, no striker's perfect. No striker just gets 100% hit rate. Like, it happens. He played for England in major finals, scored important goals for England. Like, he's a good striker. He's 29. He probably feels like his nose has been put out of joint last season because he was on the bench a lot when Rashford and Asensio came in. He's probably looking at going, if they could bring somebody else in, is that going to happen to me again? I think he could be a really good option for us if the price is right. And I know they were quoting Arsenal 60 million in January. Exactly. Hopefully that's dropped a little bit because I still think that's a bit high. But yeah, I think that's one of the better options we can do if Osimhen is not available, and it seems like he's not, because that's the perfect option right there. But in terms of like sensible options, I think Watkins is the best one. There's a lot of comments, by the way, Nick.
I'm literally just about to say we've rambled on for long enough. There's more than 50 people in the chat, so let's see what the fifth man is saying. Sid, the whistle, welcome back. Yeah, apologies about that disconnection. It happens. Danny's saying Sesko's a good player, but again, an unproven, expensive youngster from a different league is a risk. No young striker has made an impact. We need an experienced 9 with Cheeto to come in and grow. Watkins, a perfect fit for Amorim's system. That's from Macmillan. We've got Legend Tonali saying, after Sancho flop, I don't trust Bundesliga players. Jonathan Ball saying, Price, Watkins, Jackson, Mateta and Muniz for me should be the option. If he was a 40 mil player, then yeah, fine. But if you put in the RC at 80 million when it's going to cost 70 million plus when you factor in agent and player signing on fees. Jonas saying, how much is the price for Sesko? Around 70 million, roughly, give or take. Wellington saying, Man United sign Sesko, please. Everyone is pooing Jackson, but he had 19 goals and assists last season. People keep telling me Garnacho was great for less output. Watkins is a great player, easily best of what's out there. That isn't a 95 million euro striker. So a lot of different takes in there. It's gonna have to be one of them, lads. It's gonna have to be one of them. This Gyökeres situation at the minute, we had a load of stuff coming out this morning, which I knew as soon as I saw it was just utter bollocks. A complete deadlock in negotiations between Arsenal. Now, that might be true. There might be some financial situation ongoing there. It's been mentioned that the situation's so complicated that Gyökeres' father broke down in tears because talks aren't moving forward. That's almost as close to the... do you remember the Amrabat? His bags are packed.
He's waiting to go to the airport.
Waiting for the airport. Yeah. Like, I don't know how they possibly know that, but and then Romano put just kind of after that, intermediaries have tried to suggest that United could sign Gyökeres this summer, but the player has been adamant that he wants to sign for Arsenal. He's very close, on the verge of an agreement. Fucking all this kind of shit that's coming out, right? Just as a hypothetical, if the Gyökeres deal became back available on the table, would any of you take it right now?
100%. Yeah.
Oh.
Proven striker, scored an absolute insane amount of goals for Sporting. I know it's the Portuguese league and people say it's not a top 5 league and stuff, but even if he does half of what he's done at Sporting, he's still better than all our forwards put together and he'll score more goals. He's worked in Amorim's system before. He's a good age. He's played in English football before in the Championship. I think it's a home run, that signing. There's a reason Arsenal are going for him. Like, that's a home run signing, and it works for me.
I think if we can get a deal on him, I would take it as well. Because right now, if I look into the market, honestly, if I look into the market, I don't know a signing who would come in and do as much of a good job as he does in this team. Like right now, the names that are being mentioned around, Watkins, 2 years, you're looking at another striker. Sesko is more of a risk if you even look at the financials. And on top of that, if you look at the fact that, he's a completely foreign signing for Amorim. Gyökeres is still someone who he has worked with before. So there is, I would say, at least a bare minimum expectation from Gyökeres that even if he's not able to replicate like 40, 45 goals in the league, he can at least get you like, near to 20, 25, which is more than good enough than what we've been delivering the past 3 years.
Oh, really just gets him just to piss Arsenal off.
But you would, given your... I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'll say hatred towards Arsenal, right? You would still accept the fact that he's turned around and said, Arsenal's my priority, I'm not looking at anyone else, and then he goes back on that and signs for United.
Footballers have no loyalty to anyone. They're only loyal to money, to be honest. Like all this... But how come every time someone signs for a new club, they always, it was my dream. It was my dream to play, I'd love to. Every time.
Sorry, can I say, did you see someone put on Twitter, there was a picture of a white kid outside Nou Camp, and it said, like, Rashford claimed, this was always my dream. I've always supported Manchester United. You see it, don't you? You see it all the time with players like, oh yeah, I've always loved Wrexham, and you're like,
it's like when they go, oh, it was my dream to play for Burnley. I was like, was it though? Was it
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
Did you
Nah.
really dream of playing for
Fucking
Burnley when you're growing up?
bollocks.
They don't say
Shut the
that.
fuck
The
up.
agents say that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what the agents say. It's all agent talk. Footballers only lose money. Like, and when Man City first came up, like with the whole, when they got the new Saudi owners and all that, and then I start seeing players go there. That's when I knew that there's absolutely no like when it comes to footballers, it's all about money. Right? When Santa Cruz went there and Joe and then Robinho and all these other people started to go, like, there's literally no other reason why you're going there. It's just for the money because there's no glory, there's nothing. And it's the same thing with us. So like, just watch. Like, I mean, what's his name? The kid who was going to Chelsea. Sorry, he was going to Arsenal. The last minute he went to Chelsea. The Russian kid. No Russian.
Arshavin?
Nah, Mudryk.
Mudryk.
Oh, he's not Russian.
Yeah.
He's Ukrainian, not Russian.
Ukrainian. Sorry.
Very.
Don't get those confused for fuck's sake,
Yeah.
Jimmy. Jesus
Have
Christ.
to, clarify on that one.
You guys have to, yeah.
Just continue with your point.
The point I'm making is there's no loyalty when it comes to that. So just to answer your question, whether I'll take him, yeah. I mean, beggars can't be choosers at this point. We need a striker, we need goal scorer. I'll take him. I have no, personal attachment to players and all that. If you do a job, I'll sing your name and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, but I get your point, Nick. It'll still be like it'll be a hard one to swallow, knowing that you've already worked for Arsenal and then come to United. So it'll be a tough one. But I get your point.
I must be in my own circle here because I can't stand the thought of a player turning around. And I know you said he's not loyal in football, and you've all made points that I get and I agree with. It just does not sit right with me now if that deal collapses and it goes, he's signing and we're doing the interview with him. And it's just not, and the questions that they're going to ask him, don't you? About the club and the history and all this that you know about it. And he's like, yeah, I couldn't wait to get back with Amorim. And that is bollocks, bro. Utter bollocks. You prioritised Arsenal with Champions League football and you thought the deal was done. And you give them your utter priority. Now that deal's fucked off and United's come in and said, we'll still take you. You've gone,
Nick,
yeah, because otherwise I'm not going to get me move.
Nick,
bollocks.
if he scores a hat-trick against Liverpool, are you going to forget all of that?
I will adamantly, for the full season, not back that player.
You're going to boo him the entire
I won't boo him.
season.
I'll never boo a United player. But
he scores
based off that...
Like, we batter Liverpool and he scores a hat-trick. You're not celebrating. You're not enjoying it.
No.
Come
on.
You'll see, mate. I'm telling you. If the deal happens, I'm telling you, right now, I won't. Because it's sat with me. It's football is about tribalism. If you have a player who's like, I would rather go to they're telling us he would rather go to Arsenal right now than Manchester United. That deal fucks off, and he comes back saying, actually, yeah, you know what? I want to join United. Fuck off. You was telling me that you make an Arsenal priority, mate. Get to fuck.
What's the song, Chivy? These hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah, they're not. Hoes, footballers, yeah, put them in the same bracket because they're not loyal. But that deal now, I am absolutely, categorically adamant. I do not want that player now. Go get Watkins, go get Sesko, go get someone, and maybe they could have a similar impact, if not better. That's my opinion on it as I stand right now. 75 people in the chat. What are we all saying? And then we'll speak about this goalkeeper as one of the last topics. At this point, I wouldn't risk anybody's linger attacker. It's not a league whose skills easily translate to the EPL. Well, it depends, doesn't it? Because some players have come over and done really well. Some players haven't. It's like any other league. Gundogan came from Dortmund and was one of Pep's best players and is integral to everything that he'd done. Sancho came from Dortmund, completely flopped. So it's about perspective and context. Joe Allen saying I would rather take Watkins, but I was going to what you think of Gyökeres, or maybe ask what you think of Gyökeres. Gyökeres should be 100% be our top target, whether he wants Arsenal or not. Euro wanted Madrid, and I loved him at United. Gyökeres can come in at the end of the window and still understand Amarim's system, turnkey. Any other forward needs to learn. Disagree on crap, but they're definitely the top two. So there's loads of comments, lads. Euro wanted Madrid. Right, everyone who's saying Euro wanted Madrid, he didn't prioritise Madrid. I never seen anything come out saying like, oh, I definitely go in here. That's my number one. I'm not open to any other offers. United came in, he looked at the situation, he joined, and look how good Euro was doing at the minute. That's my opinion on it. People go against that if they want. This is just how I feel about a player. So, yeah. Right. Do you want to say on the striker situation? Anything else that anyone wanted to put out there?
Also, it's Real Madrid. It's not like that's
yeah.
I'm just like, yes,
Arsenal, Real Madrid.
Yeah. And then, we're not rivals with Madrid. Like,
no,
you know.
Different league as well. You can understand Real Madrid and Barcelona, I think, are above anyone else.
Look,
if you have a player,
anyone can go to Real Madrid and say this was my dream. It was my dream to play here, and you say, I get it. Like it's understandable, right?
The only time a top player from the Premier League leaves is it's Madrid or Barca. That's the only time they go anywhere. Like they go to Madrid. Like Trent, he's in Liverpool. They just won the league. He's one of their best players, and he's like a scouser. There's no way he's leaving unless Madrid want him. That's the only way he leaves. He doesn't go anywhere else. He goes to Madrid, and that's the acceptance. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, the only reason he went is because Madrid. That's why he went.
Modric.
They're just
it's the top of the top, isn't it?
Just
it's
cream, man. Yeah.
And you have to accept that. If you go to Arsenal, hold on a minute. Arsenal, they might have finished second or third the past couple of years, and they might be in a better point in the league or whatever, but they've won an FA Cup under Arteta. So, do you know what I mean? How's that a dream move? Your dream is to finish second or third every year. Is that what you're telling me your dream is? Get to bed. Fucking shocking behaviour. Right, new goalkeeper. So, understand Man United made initial contact to be informed on deals condition for 23-year-old goalkeeper Sonny Lamens. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Royal Antwerp goalkeeper among main names of Man United list if they decide to go for a new goalkeeper this summer. Emi Martinez also an option, but more expensive. I'm not sure about this release clause business with Martinez. I have no idea. I would love someone to confirm it if it's true or not. I don't know. There's been swap deals that have been mentioned with some of our players as well, with Aston Villa. Shreyas, goalkeeper situation. Talk to me, brother. Where are we at this? Who do you want ideally, and do you see it getting done?
I think right now Lamens is probably the one who we are, linked to with strongly. So, but I think that is definitely an area which we really shouldn't take lightly. I think the right now that the options that we've got, they're not good enough. When you have to look at it from an angle of going into a Premier League season, and with the at least with the aim to finish top 8, you need someone who's reliable enough at the back. You need someone who can give your centre backs that sort of confidence as well, that in set scenarios this keeper can take care of his own. And I think with Onana, the centre backs have even added pressure that we cannot get even a single thing wrong. The moment we do, it might just go down as a goal. So I think it is a priority position for me when it comes to the goalkeeping position. And I understand the budget is tight. So if someone like him, like Lamens, is to come in for like 17 to 18 million, I really wouldn't have that much of a problem with it, because the gambling amount isn't way too high. Like if we were going for him and the amount would have been like 40 million or 50 million, then I would have a separate angle on it that, you're investing way too much on someone who's not even played in a top 5 league till now. But I think 15 or 16 million is still a doable deal for United.
What would be your priority in that position, Civir? What goalkeeper do you see around Europe, or goalkeepers that we've been linked with, and you think, I want them at United? Because we can't continue. And someone will say it can, for anyone who's seen that Premier League meme. But it can't continue with this, surely. With Onana's got a hamstring injury. Bayern Day doesn't fill me with any confidence at all. Yeah. I mean, the game yesterday as well, just ugh. And then you've got good old Tom Heaton, who's a top lad, I'm sure. But...
Put some respect on Tom Heat 1.
Yeah.
Tom Heat 1. No, he did all right. He did all right. But, I mean, if they was briefing, he's going to be our number 1 at the start of the season, are we all going to be, jumping for joy? I don't think we are. So, with that in mind, what do you think? Oh, just bang my fucking Achilles off the chair. Sorry.
No, that's
fucking hell. That hurt. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be looking to spend too much money on the goalkeeper this summer. I'll just given our finances, so I'll be looking for something more like a stopgap. So either a really experienced goalkeeper, like an older goalkeeper, or just someone who's cheap, like what's his name? The kid who used to keep for us before, Vitek? Was it Vitek?
Vitek, yeah.
The one who's gone to Germany now. He was our goalkeeper.
Oh, no, Kovar you're on about.
Kovar, thank you. Kovar, yes.
Yeah. We never should have sold.
Like we should have sold him in the first place.
Remember that? When he went to Leverkusen, we found out, we was like, why are we selling him for 10 million?
We sold him, and then we bought Bayende. Why? Like, why have you done that? Like, just
to
keep
make
him.
sense.
Fucking
Honestly,
bizarre
Keep
behaviour.
him.
And
Like,
he's
what the
already-
fuck are we doing?
He's already an international. He's
Yeah.
played in national. Yeah, very composed, very good with the ball at his feet. I mean, just right now, at the very least, we just need someone who doesn't make too many mistakes. At the very least, that's what we need, right? And I think someone like that would be brilliant. Where we don't spend too much money. It's not a big spend. We can have that as a stopgap for a year or two, and then when we take care of other positions now, like the striker, midfielder, and the rest of them, and then another year or another two, then we can scout and then go big on the goalkeeper. That's the way I see it.
If money wasn't as much as an issue, Sam, and the budget wasn't stretched, who would you go for right now in that position?
I don't think there's many top goalies that we could go get. I think it'd be a scouting job. I think we'd have to use the scouts and find somebody unknown and do what like Brentford do, what Brighton do. These teams go out and find these goalies from nowhere, and they turn out to be quite good. Like Bart Verbruggen, I think he's a decent keeper. Brentford found David Raya. I think they paid fuck all for him. Good keeper. Flecken's just left to go to Leverkusen as well. Like he's a good goalie. So it's a scouting job, I think. I think we've got to find that keeper, that 24, 25-year-old guy who's ready to step up, get him in, and he becomes your goalie. Like Chivy said, I'd be up for taking on like a Ter Stegen or somebody like that for a couple of years while we find this guy, just to put some stability in the back and just to sort of relax things, because when Onana it's just chaos and then Bayinde there's also chaos there. So I'd be open to that. If this Lamens, I don't know much about this Lamens. I don't know how good he is and what his sort of stature is and stuff like that. But if he's the guy, cool. Like let's go after it and let's get him. But if he's not, if we're just bringing him in as a potential backup, then I don't really see the point. Like we need to go out and get a serious goalie. I think that's what I would go after.
Question for you guys. So Edison might be leaving Man City to Galatasaray. Is that not true?
No, it's true, but I know what you're going to ask, and I'm saying no.
Not a chance. Not a fucking chance. No.
You wouldn't if I mean,
Nope.
like, I don't know, for 10 million or something.
No. I don't want a City player playing for United. I don't want it.
No, definitely not. Too much history, too much past there, too much shithousery from any City player, and I'm just bang my ankle again. I can't deal with that. It'd be like Alisson's an incredible goalkeeper, but it just wouldn't. There's always that something there. I remember Rashford getting linked with Liverpool the other day, and I'm like, could you imagine? Yeah. Could you imagine if Rashford went to Liverpool because they bought a winger? Like, craziness.
Can you imagine if Bernardo Silva ever came to United? The amount of hatred that they have for that guy when he came to United.
Hate is a strong word, okay?
Yeah, I hate him. I hate him.
Bernardo Silva.
Absolutely.
You'd love him.
Yeah.
He's a rat of a footballer. Honestly. No, really whenever we've played against him, the obviously I've got issues with Garnacho in a minute, but the pushing of Garnacho in that community shield was something.
He's got short man syndrome, hasn't he?
He really has. Yeah.
Short man syndrome.
Like fucking pipe. You can't even get on the fucking Pepsi Max at Blackpool, you idiot. What are you piping up for? I'm not. Bernardo Silva is, I think, top 3 of players. Yeah, that I cannot stand in football. He's up there.
Is he above Darmian? Or is Darmian still? He's above
Darmian.
Okay.
Yeah. Darmian isn't a shithouse or anything. Darmian's just like that player that we got that I didn't understand. I still don't get. And his sideburns as well. Oh my god.
He's been in Champions League finals and won trophies.
Like way over his ability level than what he should have been doing. But that's Italy for you, I suppose. We're getting sidetracked here. Sorry. The last thing we're going to finish on now, lads. There was a quote from Amad Diallo, and I think it'd just be good to finish with this. So he said, "A good season will be one among the top 5. I hope we can reach that top 5 by the end of the season. The fans, need to be patient with us. There's a new manager with new players and new tactics. We know last season wasn't good, but I think this season we'll win a lot with him. I hope we'll achieve a lot of great things by the end of the season." So that's what Amad Diallo has said about the manager. Where are we all at going into the season now with the money that's been spent so far, with what you saw yesterday in pre-season? I know it's early doors before people come at me in the chat, but Shreyas, kick us off. Where's the optimism for the future for the season?
8th, I think.
8th. I think that's like, I don't know.
Bold?
That's way too optimistic.
Bold,
as well.
maybe. Yeah, given it, but I don't know. I don't know, because you've got the factor, aren't you? United with no European football.
Exactly. That's the only
Like-
reason I've gone 8, because if Amorim doesn't change it the way we played yesterday, I can see him getting sacked mid-season if he doesn't change it.
A lot of people saying that at the minute. Because a lot of people.
It's the same issue we had with Ten Hag, that the midfield gets overrun every single game. He needs to change it. He didn't change it, and he managed to get sacked. The players that Amorim has got right now, Punya, very exciting. Mbeumo, very exciting. Ahmad, very exciting. He's got good players in that front line. He's got decent players in that back line, and I would even say he's still got decent players in that midfield. Kobe Mainoo is not a bad, not a bad player at all. Casemiro has still got a lot to give in this team if you actually put him in the right direction. Ugarte, if used, I would say, in a unidimensional way where he's just putting fires out, can be very, very useful. And then you've got Bruno playing in the 10. So if he can actually, shift it about, this is not as bad of a team as, they've been performing for quite some time. I'm not saying that they're good enough to make top 2 or top 3, but they're at least good enough to make it to the top 6 and quite comfortably on top of that.
Sam, Civir?
I'll just go with exactly what Shreyas said.
Copy and paste. Copy and paste that.
Yep.
Yeah. Sam, are you copy and paste or slightly different?
It's far too early to say anything about it.
But what's your gut, your internal feeling telling you?
I like Chivy. I've stopped putting emotional stakes on United anymore.
I'm happy for you that you lot can do that.
I can't. After last season, I can't do it anymore. I can't. Like, last season was so disastrous, and it ruined me mentally, emotionally, physically. It just destroyed me. Having to come on every review and talk about the shite that I just watched was just draining. Like, it's fucking horrible, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, if I wasn't doing this channel, I probably would have stopped watching halfway through last season and just gone, fucking can't be asked, just can't be bothered. So I'm going to wait until the transfer window's wrapped up and we've had a couple of games in the Premier League and how we look. If it looks anything like last season within those first few games, Amorim's probably gone by Christmas, I'd imagine.
I think so.
But again, it depends on who we bring in. Does he tweak things? Does he change something?
Yeah.
Does the goal scorers that we brought in make it so even if there are a couple of flaws at the back or a couple of like miss issues that we outscore the opponent anyway and we're able to get through games, and then we can build on that the next transfer window, we can go in and rebuild the midfield. Maybe that happens. It won't be perfect this season, we won't solve everything, but if we can solve enough where there's enough positive and we get into say top 7, top 8 or whatever, then I'll be like, okay, we're building and we can start to sort of like do so, because we're not going to do it in 1 year. It's going to take a couple of years. It'll take time. But yeah, I'll reserve judgment until now, for now.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Sam said, like I think we need to be a little bit patient to let all the players come in and gel, and then play a couple of games and then see how it is. If there's no change, then but then just based on what the list that we saw yesterday did not look good.
Well, it's nice to have some optimism heading into the season, lads. I appreciate your feedback. But I also...
Last season destroyed us, Nick.
I know. I was there, mate. Trust me. I get it. I understand it. I'm the same. My issue is at the minute, and I think we all have to be honest, I have the same internal feeling that I had with Ten Hag. Even after when Ten Hag won the FA Cup, there was always something there in the back of my head where I was like, I don't know. You want it to work out so bad because so maybe you guys don't. I become very emotionally invested in the manager because I believe in him, and when he talks, I'm like, he knows the problems there, but there's knowing the problems and he's actually fixing the problems or being flexible enough to pivot in certain games. One of the reasons why I really like Thomas Frank as a manager is because he pivots in games. Like, if he sees a weakness, he will tweak something. He'll drop an extra midfielder in. He'll go to a split striker system. He'll go to a back four. Like, he'll be a chameleon. in game.
Xabi Alonso as well.
Yeah,
what he's done at Leverkusen, what he's doing at Madrid is totally different. Like there's similarities and stuff, but he's changed a lot and tweaked a lot of things because he realizes you can't do exactly what he did at Leverkusen and do it at Madrid. It's a different thing. So he's tweaked and changed things. And I'm hoping that first season of just disaster has resonated in Amorim's head and gone, I'm going to have to make some changes. I'm going to have to do something different.
Well, they better hope so, because if they sack him in October, let's say, and they've just recruited another window for him, you would like to think, oh, maybe the next manager that comes in, it's not similar philosophy, but they've recruited these players for a specific way, rather than turning around and saying, oh, well, we brought these players in for Amorim, and now we've got... Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, but I think we have the players. I think our players are flexible enough to sort of play like a different system.
I think with Cunha, for example, if Cunha, let's say we go back to a 4-3-3, like Liverpool play, where would Cunha play then?
He can play on the left.
Play left.
He's not an out-and-out winger though. He's not an out-and-out. Cunha's not an out-and-out winger.
You've got fullbacks in like Dorgu who's going to overlap and he's willing to do that, go out wide and attack.
Yeah, but you know the 4-3-3 now, like those, they're not really wingers. They're like
I get it.
Forwards.
Depending on what system,
exactly.
It's different, isn't it?
I remember like he also played in the 4-4-2 with Atletico Madrid as well. So like he can adapt and all that kind of stuff. But just a quick one on Amorim and expectations. Like I'm personally, and I know this probably applies to quite a few United fans. For me, it's not really about immediate results on the score sheet. Like I just need to see that the style of football is sustainable long term. And I'll use Klopp as an example. After Klopp's first year, like 365 days, what's his name? Brendan Rodgers still had a better record than Jurgen Klopp as far as like wins and win percentage and all that. But nobody was doubting Klopp. None of the scouts, because they could see there was a style of play. And they knew that if he got in his players, it would work. And Klopp didn't win anything for 3 years. Remember that. Like his first 3 seasons, he didn't win a single trophy. But he was going to final. You could see the football getting better. You could see. So that was something that they could believe in. And nobody complained. There was no, Liverpool's trophyless. No one really trolled them because we kind of knew that it was coming. Yeah. And if I see the same thing here, I don't need for him to go on like a winning streak or anything. I just need to see a style of football that you can look and say, well, in the next 6 months, we should be at a certain level.
I think the tagline for you guys listening to would probably be convince us, innit, for this season. Convince us with a style that it works and that it can be effective. And we'll be along for the ride. But apart from that, we'll have to just kind of wait and see. Look, we've kept you all long enough. There's been loads of comments. Sorry I couldn't go through all of them because there's literally shitloads. And apologies about the technical issues before, which is why this is kind of a part 2 or an extended part 2. We have covered quite a fair bit. We spoke about Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes, Sesko, Ahmad, Gyökeres, loads of stuff. So please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We're on 19,787. So 213 subs off 20k, which is incredible. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Drop us a follow on socials for any updates on transfers, anything to do with new Carrington at United, literally anything to do with United. Instagram, TikTok, X. And thank you as well to people on TikTok as well. 110,000 views on the Diego Leon analysis on his debut, which is fucking insane, by the way. So yeah, appreciate you all. And me, Sam, Shreyas, and Civir will see you in the next one.